this town, Halloween isn't just a night of costumes and candy. It's a sacred tradition, one that demands respect. Because when you break the rules, when you mock the spirit of Halloween, you don't just invite bad luck. You invite him.
Before we begin, a quick warning. Opening Kill is a horror podcast that contains adult language, disturbing themes, and graphic descriptions of violent acts, especially the kills featured in each film. We also dive deep into plot details and character arcs. So if you haven't seen the movie we're covering, expect full spoilers ahead. Listener discretion is strongly advised.
Opening Kill, the horror podcast that slices deep into the genre we love. We're talking slashers, supernatural nightmares, creature features, and everything in between. Every episode, we break down a different horror film, from its killer cold open to its blood-soaked finale. We track the body count, analyze the scares, and give credit where it's gruesomely due. From iconic franchises to hidden gems, you'll find them all here. Hosted by filmmaker and horror scholar Brian O'Connor and Michael Duran, lifelong genre fan and scream scene specialist. So sharpen your knives, turn off the lights, and let's get into it. This is Opening Kill.
Welcome to episode 38. It is trick or treat time, Michael. How you doing?
Good, yeah. We're on the eve of Halloween. I just got back from a pumpkin patch with the family. It was rainy and muddy, but we made the best of it. We didn't get pumpkins there because who needs to pay those prices? You just buy those at the store, like a normal person. We just got some pictures done there. That's kind of what a pumpkin patch is for, right?
Right. Very cool. I ended up going with a friend up to, they had a haunt at our local ski resort, which was pretty fun. It was pretty cold, obviously, but yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
That sounds nice.
Yeah,
I've been curious about that event for like the past few years and just haven't gone.
Right.
But
yeah, it's they've definitely made some improvements, and so and it was packed. There were a lot of people up there. So yeah, good time.
Nice. Maybe I'll get around to it sometime.
Yeah, you should. Definitely. Well, thank you to all of our new listeners and now viewers. If you weren't aware, the video version of Opening Kill is now on YouTube. So subscribe to that channel so you never miss an episode.
Hell yeah. Plus we have like the little clips that you can check out as well. So
absolutely.
We got so much content right now.
It's great. We're having a lot of fun with this and everything. So yeah, definitely. I saw a movie this week, which
Did you?
It's like 89 minutes of my life I'll never get back, unfortunately.
Ooh.
Have you ever seen the movie Jack O from 1995?
No, I don't think
just
so.
terrible writing, terrible acting. It's about a jack-o'-lantern killer who goes on a rampage Halloween night. It is clearly a ripoff of the far superior 1989 film Pumpkinhead. This does star Linnea Quigley, legendary scream queen from the 80s and 90s. She's best known as playing the punk teenager Trash in Return of the Living Dead. And Michael, she also was one of our favorite kills in Silent Night, Deadly Night. She's the one that got impaled on the deer antlers in that movie.
Okay. That's the best kill.
And it was about the only good thing with that movie. I just was like, you got to be kidding me. It was just not well done. So
it's called Jack O?
Jack O without the lantern. Just Jack O
Jack
from
O.
1995. So
I don't even think I've heard of that.
Yeah, I hadn't either. And I thought, something I haven't heard of. Let's check it out.
There's a reason.
There was a reason, definitely.
I saw a pretty good one, actually. So contrary to yours. I saw it was one of my scare previews last year, Strange Harvest, and it's a mockumentary, but it's kind of like, you know, those like true crime documentaries, how those are set up where they have like the officers that were involved in the case and they're like the interviews like that. So it's that, but for a fake case. Involved this guy called Mr. Shiny. He had killed a bunch of people and then he like disappeared for 20 years and then he came back and started killing people again. So it was about his crimes, kind of some uh, supernatural stuff that's involved with this one. So that was kind of fun as well. And I just thought it was really unique. I like that take on a movie where you just create this mockumentary around it. And it was a lot of fun. It was really, really good. The ending's a little bit crazy, but it's fine. I
Well,
think I gave it
I'm
like
glad that at
4.5
least one of us
stars.
had a good movie. So
Yeah, that's always a plus. Sorry
yeah,
that you had to be the one sitting through the shit. But
well,
I watched The Strangers Part 2 last week, so
that's true.
yeah.
You had to suffer through that one as well.
Yeah.
So,
Whew.
phew. Well, let's get into this week's film. This is a great one. This is a classic Halloween film. It's Trick or Treat from 2007. I can't believe it's that old.
I can't either.
It still works today. I mean,
It feels it's going to be a classic, and the reason it's going to be a classic is cuz it feels timeless. Like it's just throw that on whenever. Like
totally.
it's a damn near perfect Halloween movie.
So it premiered in the film festival circuit in 2007. It had a home video release in 2009, so it never got a wide theatrical release. They did re-release it in limited markets to some theaters eventually, but it didn't really get that full release.
No,
Written and
it
directed.
didn't. And there's and something about that is, so back when 300, you remember that movie 300?
Yes.
So when that was released on DVD, one of the marketing things was it includes a sneak peek of this upcoming movie, Trick or Treat, and it was like this kind of long trailer. And so like I was excited for it, and then it just never ended up showing up until one day I was like, "Oh, it's here. It's on video." I was like, "What?" They wasted the marketing on 300 for a video release, but man,
I know. It was
that is weird.
It was initially shelved by Warner Brothers. And of course, as we've talked about, the film later became this Halloween favorite. It's seems to be screened every October. It actually was in local theaters here last week.
Yep.
I didn't get to go see it. I missed out on that, but I didn't find out about it in time. And it is regarded as a modern holiday horror classic for Halloween. So
Oh yeah.
definitely, you know, has developed that cult following. Made it for $12 million, and it made 27,000 from limited re-releases and then became a massive home video hit. And that's where it really got its cult classic status through DVD and Blu-ray release, and now also digital, obviously.
Well, and merchandising too.
Oh yeah,
Like,
totally.
Sam
Well, look
is
behind
like,
you.
yeah,
I see Sam behind you.
Yeah, I've got my little Sam for the occasion. But like at Spirit Halloween, like his costumes, his little dolls, like everything. He's such an icon when it comes to like merchandising. So it's definitely made more than its money, I would assume by now.
Absolutely.
Like tenfold, probably.
I would think so, yeah. Rated R for horror, violence, gore, sexuality / nudity, and language. And it clocks in at 82 minutes long. So
Ooh, it's really short.
it's a short one, definitely. So if you've not seen this, just a quick summary here. It's set in the fictional town of Warren Valley, Ohio, and the film unfolds through a nonlinear anthology of stories that are all intertwined. Each tale explores a different Halloween tradition, costumes, candy, jack-o'-lanterns, and most importantly, rules. There are Halloween rules you have to follow. And at the center of all of these stories, it's Sam, a mysterious trick-or-treater in orange pajamas and a scarecrow burlap-type mask that he's wearing, who silently enforces the holiday's ancient code.
And he's so
So
damn cute too. Like, I
yeah.
love Sam. I just want to adopt him. Like, just raise him as my own. Like, I've always just thought he was so precious in his little fuzzy pajamas.
How do you think he would get along with Gilbert?
I think Gilbert would put him in his place.
You think so? I think you're
Honestly.
probably right.
Dude, yeah. I don't think he would take any shit from Sam.
So we talked about how to present this movie because it's basically these different stories that are linked together and they kind of jump around a little bit, which when you're watching the movie makes total sense and you have no
Mhm,
problem following it. To describe it that way might be a little confusing on the podcast.
mhm.
So
Yeah.
I think we'll just go through it story by story and mention, where these other stories intersect. And because you do see some of these characters earlier on before their main story, and you see
Yeah,
all of
it's
them at
it's
some
pretty
point.
cool. Like, you see, yeah, they all just, like, show up, even if it's just in the background,
Hmm.
in every single one of these stories, so it helps keep everything pretty contained and, like, so I don't know, as you're watching it, it's really, really fun to, like, "Oh, shit, there's that person. Oh, cool, that."
Right.
But for the podcast, it would just be confusing.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So starts out on Halloween night, and after a night of partying downtown, Emma and her husband Henry return home, and Henry is you can completely tell he is totally into Halloween.
Mhm.
Emma, not so much.
No. She's what you would call, like, a Halloween Grinch.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a great term for her.
Yeah.
So they walk home. They're walking down the sidewalk. They get to their home, and she starts to go to blow out the jack-o'-lantern that's sitting out in front of their gate, and he stops her and he says, "You don't want to do that. That's against the rules," or something to that effect. And he goes, "It's,
Mhm.
the ancient tradition. You don't want to do that." And she just looks at him and she blows it out anyway.
Which, gets the attention of something watching them from across the street.
Right.
Like, you see it from that little camera angle, and you just hear, like, a, "Hmm?" It's a little cute little
Right.
squeak. So, yeah,
And
she blows out the candles, and then their whole yard is decked out
oh, it's
and
great. I love this would be the
yeah.
yard I would want to have.
Yeah, no, it's pretty incredible, and you can tell that it's all, Henry's doing.
Hmm.
And Emma has her mom visiting in the morning, and she's just like, "I just want all of this gone before she shows up, because it's gonna, like, scare her or something." And so he's just like, "Really? We have to do this now? Like, we're both pretty trashed."
And they
She's like, "Yep."
were.
Yeah, and she's like, "No, we're doing it." And she's like, "So you go inside, I'll take care of this, and we'll meet up upstairs. You can put the tape on," which we find what the tape is in a
Right.
couple minutes.
Yeah.
So he goes up. She's wrapping everything up, taking down all the decorations, and she, what does she do? Does she hear something? I'm trying to remember how this scene goes.
She hears something, but before that, you see him going up into his bedroom and he plugs in the porno and he
Yeah,
lays back on the bed. And then
just
it cuts
waiting.
back down to her. And initially, she didn't want to even have sex with him. She was like
No, no, she's
wasted
pretty
and
done.
tired. And she finally relented after she could see just how depressed he was that she was going to take down the decorations and all that. So yeah, she said, "Go upstairs, put in the tape, and I'll take care of this."
Yeah,
And yeah, she hears something, and there's all these little like arms, bloody arms, fake bloody arms hanging from the trees.
yeah,
And
and they've got like these ghost scarecrow things where they
yeah,
have these like white sheets, and they're on like these little scarecrow podiums, I guess is the word for it. But I
right.
do remember, while she's taking down some of those sheets, she whispers the unforgivable, "I hate Halloween,"
Yes.
which is that's also a no-no. And, one of those little ghost sheets kind of flies up, and then
Mhm.
she gets attacked with something. And we
And
see a little suck, like a giant lollipop with like a bite out of it, so it's a little bit
yeah.
sharp.
The opening kill.
then it cuts to Henry waking up because he had dozed off in bed.
Right.
And so he's kind of like, oh, where's she at? So then he goes downstairs out into the yard. He's looking for her, and he notices one of the scarecrow ghosts is kind of has some orange glow under it now. And so he rips that off, and boom, we've got Emma there with a sucker jammed in her mouth, just like stretched all the way out. And her head's actually decapitated, and it's just on top of the thing. I don't know where the rest of her body is. It's not there with her.
So I think it's hanging from a tree because one of those bloody arms is actually dripping blood. So I think that was what was left with her. It never really shows that, though. So I'm just assuming.
It's just her head. I mean, that would make sense. Sam loves decorating, so he would have just taken her random corpse parts and strung them from a tree.
Yeah. I mean,
I would think,
and for a little guy to be able to do that, that's impressive.
It really is. Because, he's the size of a child. He was actually played by a little kid named Quinn Lord.
Right.
But yeah, a legit little baby child walking around, slaughtering. And with an impressive amount of strength.
Yes, very much.
So what do you think? Is it a butcher knife opening kill, or are you giving it the butter knife?
No, I give it a butcher knife.
Yeah.
I do give this one a butcher knife. Yeah, I think this was a pretty cool kill. Even though you don't actually see it the way it happened, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, because the aftermath is theatrical enough.
Right.
And it's got some gore to it too. So yeah, I love when killers have a sense of style. Like Michael Myers likes to display bodies sometimes. And whenever a killer loves to do some decorating with corpse bodies, I guess extra points from me.
Yeah, of course. There's style there.
Yeah.
So
it's all about the riz.
Yeah. So we jump to another scene, and we're not going to talk about it too much. Just it's basically 4 girls in this costume shop, and they're trying on costumes. We'll get back to their storyline here in a bit because they have their whole story, but this is where we first meet them. But the next story is called The Principal.
This guy.
This guy. So
his story begins with this cute little portly boy walking along a sidewalk.
Portly, that's a great way to describe little Charlie.
Yeah, little Charlie, the portly boy. And he's just walking through a neighborhood, and he's kind of a fucking dick because he's just knocking all the jack-o'-lanterns off the fence, and they're just falling and smashing on the sidewalk. And he then walks up at one house and heads up to the porch where it appears no one's home, but there is just a big old basket of trick-or-treat candy that says, "Take one."
Mm-hmm.
One. And he proceeds to just dump the entire basket into his little trick-or-treating bag, which happened at my house 2 Halloweens ago.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Because we were kind of tired, and we're like, let's just go to bed. So we're like, okay, let's just set the rest of the candy out with a note that says just take one. And we went up to bed. We got a notification that our Ring camera went off, and it was going on for a while. So I checked it out, and there's this fucking kid just dead. Took the whole thing, dumped it, and was walking off.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. I'm like, well, that lasted 10 minutes.
Right.
I didn't do to him what happens from the principal.
So this is his principal's. This is Principal Wilkins' house.
Yep.
And he walks up on him as he's stealing all the candy and gives him a lecture on respecting Halloween traditions.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're sitting next to each other on the front porch, and good old Principal Stephen Wilkins offers Charlie a chocolate bar, which this is like Augustus Gloop from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, right?
He looks exactly like him.
He starts munching on this chocolate bar, and he's telling him, and he notices on his shoes there's pumpkin guts. So that tells him he's been out there whacking pumpkins off, fences or whatever he's been doing.
He's been whacking pumpkins off.
He's been whacking pumpkins off.
That's a classic, traditional Halloween activity. I don't know if you know that.
I don't.
In my house, it is.
Okay. So Little Charlie starts vomiting chocolate and blood, and we find out
Dude,
that the good old
it
principal
goes
has
on
spiked it.
forever.
Oh my God. And
The
it's
amount
like a
of
river.
vomit that comes out of this kid is
Yeah.
like the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory chocolate river. Like
Yeah.
it does not stop. It keeps going. And it's even the principal's kind of like, I don't know if it was supposed to do that much,
Right.
but it's
Yeah.
so gross.
So he
And
drags
then,
his body into the house.
because yeah, Charlie
And
passes out after that because he
yeah.
needs hospitalization.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. And he gets the door shut, and then some trick-or-treaters show up. And so he's got this, blood and vomit all over his shirt. And he opens the door, and it's 3 of his students. And they just scream at the top of their lungs, and he realizes what he looks like. Then then they pull their masks up and laugh at him and go, "Good costume, Principal Wilkins."
Yeah, these little kids, we'll see them later too. But all they just kind of ask, hey, can we take your pumpkin? And he's just like,
Yeah.
sure, go for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. These kids have their own story coming up later in the film. But right
Ooh, we
now
do have
know
another
nothing about
appearance
that.
of Sam, though,
Mhm.
real quick, because he was right behind them. So when they walk away, he comes up and gets some little candy and then walks away.
Yep. Yep. He does. And so as night continues to fall, it's already dark. Wilkins goes out into the backyard and attempts to bury Charlie's body. And we see that there's 2 graves. So he's got two victims out there. And he keeps
Yeah, he's a serial killer.
He's a serial killer is what we find. And he's repeatedly interrupted, first by his son, Billy, who is screaming at him from the
Dude,
second story, his bedroom. And it's like,
this
shut up,
part
kid.
is so fucking funny to me.
Yeah.
Like, because everything's going wrong. Like, he can't, like, it's just everything's difficult. So he's already frustrated. Billy's just fucking screaming at him, be like, can you help me with the jack-o'-lantern? Can you, are
Right.
we going to carve a pumpkin yet? Are we doing this? And he's just like, Billy, Daddy's busy. Can you go watch Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin? And he does return with one of my favorite lines in this whole movie
Yeah.
is, Charlie Brown's an asshole.
Yes.
It's like, Billy!
That's not what you expected to hear from Billy.
No, Charlie Brown's an asshole. And I'm like, I mean, he kind of is. I'm on Team Billy here.
You're on Team Billy.
I fucking hate Charlie
He's
Brown.
also, we also have the cranky neighbor, Mr. Krieg, next door, who
Yeah.
also will play into this later, but his dog is trying to get under the fence, and he's yapping, and so the principal chops off a finger of the victim that he's burying right now, one of Charlie's fingers, or the other kid, and throws it to the dog. And then you hear the old man, the next door neighbor, come out demanding to know what's going on. I have a NRA membership in my pocket and a shotgun over the fireplace. And he's like, Mr. Krieg, it's just me. I'm just, got some problems with the septic tank. Is that why it smells so bad out here? Like, yeah, it sure does. Well, it smells like something whore out here. You get that fixed. It's like, okay, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, so it's a smart cover. It's like, I got a septic problem. That's why I'm digging around midnight on Halloween. But
we should say too that one of the things Billy asks his dad is, I need help with the eyes.
Yes, that's a big
carving
problem
the
he has.
because that's going to come back here in a minute. But anyway, so while he's screaming at the neighbor, this other victim isn't dead yet, and he's whimpering, and the old man's like, "What'd you say?" And so he's kicking him, slamming a shoe into his head to get him to kill him, basically. And after the neighbor goes back inside, he finally picks up a shovel and just smashes this kid's head. You don't see him because he's all wrapped up, but that's
fucks his world up, though.
Yeah.
And then he finally, I guess, gets everything buried and is good to go. And he's walking in the house and he hears a pounding. And so he looks over and he sees his neighbor Wilkins pounding on the window, being like, help me. And he's just, well, fuck you. And he then walks into the house. Yeah.
Yep.
And then you see something tackle Wilkins.
Well, when the neighbor walked back into his house, Principal Wilkins said, Happy Halloween. And he said, screw you.
Oh, that's
and
right.
slammed the door. And then
so it's a full circle moment.
Yes, totally.
That's great writing right there.
It
Bringing it all
is.
back.
So this victim in the backyard, that's kill number 3.
Uh-huh.
Um, Later, he takes Billy downstairs to carve a jack-o'-lantern. And this is one of those moments where you are convinced that something's going to happen, and then it doesn't happen
Well, yeah, because
because
it lays it out like he's gonna kill Billy. Because I
yeah,
mean, Billy's been like, I mean, Billy's kind of been a pain in the ass the entire night. So like, you're not like understanding of it, but you're like, I can see that this could possibly happen here.
sure.
Um, and like Billy's being like, I need help, and he's standing behind Billy with like the knife, and then you just see him like stab it down. And it's not a pumpkin
No,
that they're carving.
no.
It is poor Charlie's head. And Billy's just like, okay, don't forget to help me with the eyes. So, ugh.
And this head is on one of those lazy Susan
Yeah,
platters that spins, and so they're kind of turning it and looking at it, and it's like, oh wow, not expecting that. I didn't know he decapitated him. So, but he did.
cut his head
So,
off and raising a future little psychopath.
yep. So there's another scene here. It's not really its own story. It's part of all of these other stories. We cut to the town's Halloween parade, street carnival, fair, whatever this is, but everybody's partying on the street, and there's a woman making out with a man in a vampire costume in this
Uh-huh.
alley. And they're kind of going at it, and he ends up biting her or slashing her or something. We don't really see it, but she doesn't realize it at first. He backs away, and then she notices that she's got blood all over her arms and everything
Yeah.
else. And she takes off running, and he ends up catching up to her eventually and killing her. And this is great what he does with the body,
Uh-huh.
because there's so many people in costume, in bloody costumes and makeup in downtown. So he sets this lifeless woman down in front of one of the businesses right next to 2 or 3 other people who are, I mean, obviously passed out,
Yeah.
right? And he closes her eyes and just leans her against the building, and she looks like she's just passed out. You wouldn't
Yeah.
suspect that she was dead considering, where she's at and everything. So, that was brilliant on his part. I mean, that's the great way to dump the body and no one would
Yeah.
ever know.
At least give you time to get
So
out of there.
so then we get into the next chapter, the next story, the Halloween school bus massacre. And we go back to the kids that we saw trick or treating earlier. We have
Uh-huh.
Macy, we have Schrader, Sarah, and there's another boy by the name of Chip.
Yep.
And this is actually kind of a sad tale here, but
This one's a bummer.
this is really a bummer because their whole goal was to play this incredibly mean practical joke on a very shy girl that they're not friends with, but they chose her
No.
because she's shy and they think she's weird. Her name is Rhonda. She is a diehard Halloween fan, and her house is all decked out. She's in costume. And so they take her on a nighttime outing to a flooded quarry.
Right. And they had been like picking up jack-o'-lanterns all night long for something that they're gonna be doing there, but they needed a specific amount and they
Mhm.
got them, and so they all go out to the quarry now. Oh,
And
but not before. There was a scene when they were trying to gather pumpkins when they go to a different teacher's house. They knock on the
yeah.
door and she's having like a swingers party. And,
Oh my God.
and like they're walking away and they're like, what the fuck was that? And I think it's
Chip.
Chip who says, that was the gym teacher butt fucking a pig.
Yes. And one of the other girls, Sarah, she's like, I don't even know what that was. And it's just like, and then
Yeah.
and the woman was drunk when she answered the door and she was
Oh,
offering
it's
him
so trash.
drinks.
Oh, no,
Oh
she
my
was
God.
trying to get them drunk too. I don't know
Yeah. Yeah.
what the story is with that school, the school system.
Not a
They've got
great one.
they've got some characters on the team.
Yeah, they do. They do. So they ended up out in the middle of nowhere at this quarry, and Macy starts telling a story. It's a local legend that happened 30 years ago. And this is really a sad story within the story.
It's really dark.
So the parents of 8 disabled children paid off their bus driver to dispose of the kids because they'd become such a burden to them financially, emotionally, whatever. So these parents, these evil parents, got together and said, "Hey, bus driver, we're going to pay you all this money. Take these kids and get rid of them. We don't want them anymore."
Yeah.
That is just incredibly depressing.
And it's really sad because you're on the bus following this main kid. He's a little dressed as Dracula, and you can hear him. He's clearly got like the bus route just down, and it's something that he does where he just like replays the stops and the turns, and like they
Right.
take a different turn. And he's just like wrong turn, like
Wrong-
wrong turn,
oh.
so, like something's wrong, and it's just heartbreaking. And like the thing about these kids is they're actually all played by children with disabilities.
Oh.
And according to like the director and everything, like they had a lot of fun on set.
Mm.
So even though horrifying story they're a part of, they had a good time.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was almost as if the vampire kid was autistic, and he might have been in real life because the way he was saying,
They
like
were
you
like
said,
they were all played by children
Yeah.
with disabilities of some
Right,
like various
right.
kinds.
So the
But
bus
yeah, that's
driver,
definitely his like special interest is this route, and he's just like he knows it.
yeah. So the bus driver gets to this quarry,
We do
and
pass Sam on the side of the road though,
that's true. We do see Sam again.
and he's
And he
poking a
gets to the
crow with a stick.
Yeah. That's kind of like, okay, you go, Sam. Keep it
Get it,
busy this
buddy.
time of year.
Yeah.
So they get there, and so the bus driver stops the bus, slams on the brakes, and puts it in park, and he's walking down the aisle of the bus, checking the chains of each kid because he has chained their arms, their hands. They're not in handcuffs, but they're like these leather restraints around their wrists, and they're all chained. And he's tossing like a piece of candy into their bucket as he checks each one. Well, the vampire kid, he manages to wiggle out of those restraints and get out and runs up to the front of the bus. "I got to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home." And he guns it, but because it's in park, it's not going anywhere. But the bus
Yeah.
driver realizes he can hear the engine revving. So he turns around, and just as he almost gets to the kid, he manages to put it in gear. And the bus was right on the precipice of the quarry. So it went over the edge and down. It was quite a drop
Yeah.
into this water that was very deep. And when the camera pans over the cliff, all you see is the back end of the bus going under the water. So,
And then some of their masks float up to the surface.
as
And,
does the driver, who is the
yeah.
only one to escape. And then he just disappears, and he's never seen again by the town. And
Right.
the bus is never found because the parents don't want the bus to be found. They just want the kids gone. They don't want any evidence. That's just it. So the bus driver just disappears.
So like, what was the original plan?
I
And are the
think,
kids normally tied up? Because like you would
I don't,
think the kids would be like freaking out about that, but that wasn't like what freaked the vampire kid out.
no,
It was
the
just
thing
the
with
route change.
it was the route change, and he wanted to go home, and he was having anxiety because they weren't going home.
So that's what makes me wonder. I'm like, is this how they always are on the bus? Is they get chained when they're on there?
No, I don't think so. I
I
think
would
he
hope
did that
not,
just
but like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, I don't know if the intent was to push the bus, for the driver to get off and then just, get the bus to go over the edge on its own. If they were tied down with chains, that would be my guess, is that that's what was going to
Right.
happen.
It
That would
just
make more sense.
like, and so like the plan was a success. He just didn't expect to go over with them.
Right.
But no harm, no
And
foul. He lived.
well, exactly. So at the quarry,
Yeah, after that
we
feel
now
good story.
after that feel good story, we flash back to the kids, to Macy, who's telling the story, and that's why they have 8 jack-o'-lanterns, because 8
Yep.
kids died tragically. And so,
Sure.
as a tribute, and also to stage a cruel prank to scare Rhonda,
Yeah.
they go down in this, like, it's like an elevator mine shaft type of a
Yeah.
thing. They can only get 3 in at a time. So Chip and Rhonda stay at the top while the other 3 go down, and then the other 2 go down after they're there. And this was just evil.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. So they hear him like screaming bloody murder and like off in the distance. It's super foggy. You can't really see anything down there. So Chip then's like, I'm gonna go check, leaving Rhonda alone. And then uh, I think he starts screaming as well. So Rhonda's like, okay. So she goes to investigate, and she
Mhm.
stumbles upon what looks like they're just corpses, just mutilated on the ground. And nope, they're just being silly. And then they're like, haha, we got you. After she's like freaking out, because of course you would. And yeah,
Mhm.
this is just their idea of like a fun little prank that they decided to pour on this poor girl who clearly doesn't have any friends. And now she thinks she got some friends only to have them do this shit to her. It's like, fuck.
And this was elaborate because Chip actually had intestines, fake intestines,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it was Macy or when it was pretending to eat them while he was on the ground. I mean, this was
Yeah, no,
like,
it was
yeah.
gross.
Yeah, and the other 3, they were all in these costumes that looked like dead children,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was pretty intense. And Rhonda ends up falling down and hits her head, and
Yeah,
then they go, it's, oh, who's the one? It's not Chip, it is who's the other kid? It's Schrader, who
Schrader.
actually
He was kind of like
suddenly gets,
popular, but
yeah,
he's had moments where he's shown genuine kindness to Rhonda, which
right.
irritates the other girl to no ends.
Oh, yeah,
Because
Macy.
Macy's really the evilest of them all. But
Yep,
it's yeah, it's a bummer. I don't like this
yeah.
part.
So Schrader kind of cradles her head and tells Macy, "Enough, we've scared her. What more do you wanna do?" And she goes, "Fine." Well, there's a jack-o'-lantern that's still lit down by the edge of the water, and she kicks it into, the water, and it extinguishes, and then all hell breaks loose. And there's Sam there too.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, he's watching all these stories
yeah,
unfold. But
yeah.
so then they hear something starts attacking them for real, and so they're
Mhm.
freaking out. They're running back towards the elevator, which can only carry so many people, and Rhonda is already in it,
Yes.
and she has the door shut already, and they're kind of like, let us in, let us in. And she slowly like grabs the key, is kind of just looking at it. You're like, if she's gonna let him in, she's taking her sweet time about it. But
Yeah.
good for her. She
Oh,
says
I
like,
love this.
fuck you guys. She puts the key into like the engine, I guess, of the elevator, and
Flips the
starts
switch.
heading up,
And I love the fact that
leaving
she
them.
waves down at them.
Yeah, no,
"Bye-bye." You know?
it's so bitchy, but in the best way. Like, I love it.
And as she leaves, she gets out, she leaves, she passes Sam,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of nod to each other, I guess
Yep.
mutual respect,
And game
between.
recognizes game.
Yeah, absolutely. So between the 4, um, those are kills 13, 14, 15, and 16.
Um,
So there they are. So we're racking up the body count in this film.
we are, and I did forget to mention, like, while Macy was telling the story, you do hear like a wolf howl and a couple wolves howling in the distance, and Rhonda
Right.
goes, werewolves. And
Yeah. Yeah,
we'll see about that.
totally. So now we're going to go back to the next one. It's called Surprise Party. And this is where we see the adult girls, the adult women here. We have Lori, who is
Played
played by
by
Anna Paquin, who
God, so
Anna
hot.
Paquin's an amazing actress, won an Academy Award when she was, I think, 11 or 12 years old.
For Fly Away
For,
Home, right?
no, the piano.
Oh, it's not. I thought it was Fly Away Home.
No, she won it for the piano, but she
Okay.
did a great job in Fly Away Home too.
Oh, it's a
But,
great film.
so she plays a very shy 22-year-old dressed
Named
as Little Red
Lori.
Riding Hood. Yeah,
So yeah,
and
so Lori she's 22-year-old. She's virgin, and she was based off of they named her Laurie for Laurie Strode's character.
Okay.
That's why she was named that. And yeah, one of her sisters and then two friends, they're trying on costumes and they're getting like classic fairy tale characters like Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and she
Mhm.
ends up with Red Riding Hood, and she's not happy about it. And while they're
Right.
trying costumes on, there's a little boy who is kind of like peeking in on them. Fun fact, that is Quinn Lord, who plays Sam.
Hmm.
So the little peeping Tom kid is the real life Sam.
And he got to be seen as like a little human actor and not like this monster
Right.
actor, which is great. So, yeah.
Honestly, though, cuter as the monster.
So the whole goal for these girls is to get laid and to get Lori laid for the first time in her
Mm-hmm.
life.
Yeah.
And they tease her about finding a date. Lori keeps insisting that she wants to have sex for the first time with someone quote unquote special. And they're like, no, come on. No, that's not,
That's lame.
no, that's lame.
Get out of
Yeah.
here with that shit.
Yep. And so we see some other scenes previous to this where the four of them are downtown and they're talking about all this and I think it's Maria and Janet that pick up two like TV station workers
Yep.
and they're going to be part of this party they're going to have out in the forest. They've got this big bonfire they're going to do and it's a big Halloween thing
And they're all
and then
inviting people because Danielle, who is Laurie's sister, she invites the clerk at the costume store. So
right.
that's Danielle's date, and then
Yep.
yeah, the other two pick up the camera crew for the local news, I think.
Mhm. Yep.
And so then they go their separate ways, and Laurie's like, "I'll find somebody," and they're
Yes.
like, "Okay, well you gotta bring someone, so like don't mess this up."
Mhm.
And then we kind of like follow Laurie as she's looking for that special someone.
And she doesn't look real happy to be even having to go out and do this anyway. She's
No,
just like very non-excited about going out to the woods. So, yeah,
zero enthusiasm for losing her virginity.
right. Exactly. So, Lori ends up being stalked by a masked vampire who
Mm-hmm.
attacks her on this trail, moonlight, everything else. And we jump to the bonfire now and this is pretty cool because a body in the little Red Riding Hood costume drops from the sky right next to the fire, and everybody just stops, and it's the group, it's everybody, not
Yeah.
just the other 3, it's all their friends too, and,
And all their
um
friends' dates and
Yep,
everyone. And it was kind of funny because Danielle did end up, in case Lori wasn't able to find someone, she got someone for her, and it's this
yep,
giant dude dressed in like a diaper, and he's
right.
just a big baby for Halloween.
Yeah, that's right. So, obviously, your first thought is, "Oh my god, this vampire person killed Lori and just
Yeah.
dropped her." Well, as it turns out, it's not. It's the person who was the vampire. Apparently, Laurie has turned the tables on him, and he's still alive, and he's
Yep.
revealed to be Principal Wilkins,
Yep.
and he's
Because
still in
back
costume.
back when Billy was like asking him for something, he said, "Daddy has a date tonight." So
Yes. Yeah.
this was Daddy's date.
This was Daddy's date. And so Danielle comes up to Laurie, who walks in and goes, "What took you so long?" And or she said, "You're late." And Laurie was like, "Well, it took me a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, but here I am."
I'm ready.
So, yeah. So what happens next is just completely nuts. Um, Laurie, her sister, all the
And it's the best
friends.
use of a Marilyn Manson song I've ever heard in my
Oh my
life.
God. Yeah. With Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, the Marilyn Manson cover, all of these, well, the 4 girls shed not only their clothes, but their skin as well and transform into werewolves.
Yep. And it's a
Uh,
cool scene because like their faces like change. That you can see their skins ripping, and so they just like peel their like arm off and discard the skin. Like
yep.
it's kind of crazy, and it's all practical. Like the werewolves, it's clearly just like animatronic. Like it looks so cool.
Right. Yeah, and they all start devouring their dates. Lori claims her first kill with the principal. which is kill number 17. And Sam is watching silently from a distance, just totally
It's
approving of the night's carnage.
just being a voyeur. So I guess this is sex for a werewolf?
It would seem so, yeah.
Yeah.
I would
This
think, I
is how they
guess. I don't know.
reproduce. They're like a praying mantis. They kill their date.
Right, right. Now we get to spend a little more time with Sam and also Mr. Krieg, the evil neighbor of the principal, who, well, I wouldn't say evil, but just mean-spirited neighbor.
Yeah.
And,
Well, he's kind of
he
like by design. So originally these there was 18 drafts of the script, and something that was important throughout all those drafts is having the stories represent a different stage of someone's experience with Halloween. So you have like the
right,
first story with the son, it's like being introduced to the holiday. You have the kids where they're kind of like roaming around doing their own thing for trick or treating, and then the girls who are in their 20s where it's all about sex. And then you have the twilight years with this character where it's kind of just like you're annoyed by everything.
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it's pretty fun to watch this. I mean, after watching this movie, the only thing I wanna do is run out to the store and buy more Halloween candy because there's so much of it here.
Oh yeah.
But, but so he spends his Halloweens scaring off trick-or-treaters with his dog, Spite, who wears this mask that has glowing eyes, and all they see when the door opens are these 2 eyes and this dog growling, and so the kids, like, run off the porch and go tearing down the walkway and back out into the street, which, yeah, it's pretty mean by Mr. Krieg, but that's what he does,
Hey,
so
he's having fun.
he is. Then he walks back inside his house, goes up to his room, and before he does that, he was also burning photos in his fireplace, which we'll get back to those here because we get to see those. But he hears noises in the house after the trick-or-treaters leave, and he looks out again and he sees all of these glowing jack-o'-lanterns outside that weren't there before.
Mhm.
And he goes upstairs into his room, and his ceiling and his walls are all scrawled with trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something
Yeah.
good. All these Halloween sayings in red. Looks like red blood. I
Yeah.
don't know of any other kind of blood other than red, but that's what it
Well,
looks
blood's
like.
blue before it gets oxygen on it.
That is true,
Little
but
fun
it would have
science fact
oxygen on
for
the
you.
ceilings and
It
walls, so it would
would.
be
Yeah,
red.
some.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. It
Yeah.
would. And this scene
So,
hurts me to my
oh,
core.
yeah.
It's so gross.
Well, he's attacked by Sam. And
Right.
this is where we saw earlier when Principal Wilkins was going back inside his house and he looks over and he sees his neighbor screaming for help. Well, this is
Mhm.
that scene. We've now
Yeah.
gone back and
So now,
picking up
yeah,
this.
we see what's been attacking him in his house.
Yeah.
And so he's right by this bed, and you see his back is to the bed, so his Achilles tendons are exposed, and you just see Sam's like little hand reach out and slashes his Achilles tendon. He falls down, and Sam pops up on the other side, and you see it's this candy bar, but he pulls the wrapper down, and it's kind of like a box cutter candy bar with like
Mm-hmm.
a razor that's kind of retracts and stuff. And that's his weapon, is a
Yeah.
weaponized candy bar.
So at one point, we do get to see what's under the mask because the
Hmm.
burlap gets cut and it gets pulled off, and it's this pumpkin like head that's underneath the mask.
It's like a
Pretty creepy.
skeleton. It's like a skeleton pumpkin thing. It's a cool ass design. I love it.
Yeah, it is good.
And
And
he ends up shooting Sam. Like he shoots his
mhm,
arms off, and then he does shoot his head, and you just see like pumpkin guts spraying everywhere. So Sam has just got pumpkin guts in him. And he's kind of just against the wall, seemingly dead.
right.
Um, and so the principal's like, okay, I guess problem solved. But then we see Sam's little hand scurrying across the floor like it's cousin It from the Addams Family. And you then hear like the principal like cry out in pain, and that little hand has stabbed him. And so, yeah, this guy just doesn't die. His little body
No.
appendages can do their own thing. And they do eventually get back together to his body, and he then just gets up, and you think he's gonna kill him, and he walks up, but then he just like he has that same candy bar and he stabs it, and all he stabbed was another candy, and he picks it up, and then he walks out of the house.
Yeah, because
Um,
by doing that, he accidentally fulfilled the Halloween tradition of offering treats. So
right,
Sam gets the treat, and so satisfied, he spares him and leaves.
right.
So and then
He Sam's just like any kid. You give him candy, he'll stop attacking you.
yeah, definitely. Then we cut back to the fireplace where Krieg was burning those photos, and it shows him as the bus driver from the massacre, and he's standing next to all 8 kids alongside the bus. Somebody took a picture of them, and
Yep.
so now we understand his role in all of this.
So, like, when I originally watched this movie back in the day, I was, like, blown away by this twist. I was like, "Oh, this is so sick." And so I went to my friend's house, and I was like, "We have to watch this." But the problem was we had been drinking heavily, and as the movie's, like, starting, I'm, like, obliterated. I don't really remember anything. But apparently, the entire movie it's going on, I just keep being saying, like, "It's the bus driver, dude. That guy's the bus driver." Like, I would not shut up about him being the bus driver, so I
Oh
spoiled
my
the movie
gosh.
for every single person I was watching it
Hey,
with.
but you figured it
I was
out,
that guy.
so
I did.
yeah. Yeah.
Uh, my friend did end up drawing a picture of Sam that night, and she gave it to me, so that was nice. I got
Nice.
something out of it.
Perfect.
I spoiled the movie for everyone, and I got the picture, so there you go.
Well, now, he's heavily bandaged, Krieg is, and he's on
Yeah.
his porch, and he's handing out candy, finally respecting the holidays rules. So we start checking in on these other characters. Now we see Billy Wilkins, who is that son of the now dead principal. He's handing out candy with a grin.
Yep.
Um, we have Rhonda, who is pulling her wagon of glowing jack-o'-lanterns home, and she's crossing the street, almost gets hit by a car, and the car, like, screeches. Well, we saw this earlier, but now we're coming back to it, and we're seeing that it was actually the 4 werewolf girls
Yep.
who were driving the car, which
Yep.
we didn't see before, right?
Yeah, and this all takes place right in front of the original couple's house.
Yep,
So
yep,
everything, like, it's kind of funny because not only are all these stories connected, they all, like, took place on the same block.
right,
Like, it's
right.
all right there, which is kinda
Yeah,
cool.
and that couple, Emma and Henry, they're now returning home. We're seeing that scene again, which is completing the timeline. There was also a scene a ways back where the 4 girls were still in town walking down the sidewalk, and they actually bumped into Emma. She was in this
Yep.
big clunky robot costume made out of
Yeah.
boxes and, like, heater vent, tube material or whatever. And, so that you see them in that scene. So all of these different characters intermingle at some point throughout this story.
And the reason Sam's right there is because he just left the principal, not Mr. Wilkins' house. So he
Mhm.
walked out, and then everyone's coming home, so that's what he's doing right there.
Right. Exactly. So just a few moments later, Krieg answers another knock on his door, and outside there are the 8 undead bus children,
Yeah.
and the screen fades to black as they close in. So it's one of those very ambiguous endings. We're not sure. It's implied that they kill him, which would make it
Well,
18, but it's
the credits are like a comic book style thing, and it
oh,
shows
yeah.
them ripping him to pieces, so
That is one
they
thing. Both the
they
opening
kill him.
credits and the end credits, they're this montage of, like, these graphic comic books and all of this stuff. Really cool.
Oh, yeah. No, the art is really cool. But,
Yeah.
yeah, it's with that style, I think it's definitely confirmed that they do kill Wilkins, so I'd say that's the final kill.
So that would be 18 in total,
Yeah.
which is a good number, which, yeah, the
Yeah.
last few movies have been not quite that high, so this was a good one.
Yeah.
So, favorite character?
Sam, like, I love Sam. I think he's such a cool character, like, the design, everything, I think is just so well done, and he was actually, so the director made a short film. It was
Mhm.
animated back in 1996 called Season's Greetings, and that is where Sam was debuted, but he's obviously just this little animated character.
Yeah.
So he actually had his debut way back in '96 and took forever to finally get this thing made. But
Okay.
Sam. I just love how iconic he is.
I'm going to go with Lori
Okay.
because of how shy and timid she is. And then you find out she's this badass werewolf who finally gets her game on
Right.
and does her thing. And really, when she's attacked by the principal, looks like he's going to do her in, but she just takes care of business, and that's that. So,
Well, it's one of those
yeah.
cool things where the hunter becomes the prey real quick.
Yes, totally, totally. Favorite scene for me was the quarry scene when the kids get down to the water. It's just very creepy, and that whole sequence I thought was very well done.
I mean, yeah, that's a great one. I think mine is the werewolf like transformation party scene. I just think I like when music is done right in a movie, it like elevates the scene so much. And I think just that Marilyn Manson song, it is so good. Like the
Right.
entire thing, I think is just top notch.
Yeah. Yep. Star grade for me, this is a rare 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a give it 5 as well. And this one's weird because like normally we do like a final girl ranking and then like the killer ranking. I think we could do the killer, but
Yeah.
there isn't a final girl, so we don't get to do
No
that this
final
time.
girl.
But like the
So, yeah.
killer ranking, I think I would be able to survive Sam because I'm not a Halloween asshole. Like I'm gonna follow the rules.
Yeah, me too. And we're calling this segment "How Screwed Are We?" By the way,
Ooh, I like that.
so I think you're right. I think I could survive this too because I do follow the rules when it comes to Halloween and tradition. And yeah, I think that would be something that I would do here. And yeah,
Yeah.
so
So he doesn't.
okay,
Poor Sam doesn't get a high ranking, but that's
no,
okay.
yeah,
That's okay.
it's all right. Coming up next, we'll get into the scare preview. First, let's talk about our good friend Courtney and the Jaunty Haunts podcast. What a great podcast. We
So much
listen to
fun.
it. We listen to it every single week. She drops new episodes on Monday, wherever you find your favorite podcast. But after 30 years of keeping a secret, she came out and told the world that she can see ghosts.
So yeah, you get this unique like storytelling from someone who actually experiences this on the daily, and then she always has like guests that also have these fun experiences. Well, fun doesn't
Mhm.
seem too
Yeah,
fun from my point of view, but they handle it all in stride and they just share their stories and it's just part of their everyday life. So it's just kind of a cool look into that world.
absolutely. One of our favorite podcasts out there. It is Courtney and Jaunty Haunts. So make sure you check that out every week where you find your favorite podcasts.
The Scare Preview.
There's a movie coming out in 2026 that I'm excited about. It is called Victorian Psycho. This is directed by Zachary Wygon. It stars Micah Monroe,
Ooh.
Thomason McKenzie, Jason Isaacs is in this, and it's set in 1858. And Winifred Noddy, who is a young, eccentric governess, arrives at this remote Gothic house. And as she settles in, staff members begin disappearing. And so all of the household starts to suspect that maybe their new governess isn't exactly what she seems to be. So again, no specific release date, just scheduled for sometime in 2026. It is currently in post-production.
Okay. I mean, I love Micah Monroe, so I'm down for
Yeah.
that. Mine is the remake to Anaconda. This one's taking a little bit of a different turn, though. So this comes out actually Christmas Day of this year. So December 25th, 2025. It is directed by Tom Gormican, and it stars Jack Black and Paul Rudd. Now, the trailer is out there, and it's kind of fun because it's just two friends that decide they want to remake the original Anaconda. So they go out to remake the movie, and I guess they run into an actual anaconda and things go awry for them. But it looks like it's definitely going to lean into that comedy aspect. I love a good comedy horror, and I love Paul Rudd. Like, Jack Black can be pretty hit or miss for me. I know that's pretty sacrilegious to say, but this one looks fun from him, so I'm excited.
Perfect. Well, that is it for episode 38 of the Opening Kill podcast. So we have a special bonus episode tomorrow, Michael.
We do. We're busy this week.
Yeah.
It's going to be Halloween, so what better movie than the original Halloween?
I was thinking, I couldn't believe we did not do this last year, but we did the trilogy, the new trilogy, or the newer trilogy, but we didn't do the actual original. So this is going to be fun.
And I mean, John Carpenter. And speaking of John Carpenter, one final little fact from Trick or Treat: the look of Brian Cox's character, who was Wilkins, they actually built his entire look off of John Carpenter.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
And once you know that, you're like, I can see it.
Yeah, totally. So tomorrow we will drop Halloween. Then next Thursday, join us for Companion, which came out earlier this year. So we'll tackle that one. Make sure you subscribe to us, follow us on Insta and on Facebook. Tell all your friends about us. Don't forget to follow our channel on YouTube for the video version of Opening Kill, and email us as well.
Yeah, if you have a movie recommendation or just any sort of comment, concern, hit us a line, openingkillpod@gmail.com.
All right. Well, we will talk to you again tomorrow with Halloween, and then next week it is Companion. Thank you for watching and or listening to the Opening Kill podcast.
Yes, thank you.
Opening Kill is produced by Mystic Cloud Productions and hosted by Brian O'Connor and Michael Duran. New episodes drop every Thursday wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And don't forget, you can watch the video versions on YouTube. See you next time, if you survive.